let's talk helmets. On indoor parks, downhill parks, anything like that. Now, I decided over the winter I was going to upgrade my helmet. So let's start with where I was at, right? I was wearing this Bell. It's a Bell Super 3R, I think. Really actually thought this one was comfortable. I liked it a lot. But a couple things happened. One, my wife started wearing this and kind of stole it from me. So I was in need for a new helmet, and two, I wanted a helmet with a little bit more protection for myself. So I started looking around at helmets, and because I loved this one, I moved on to the Bell Super DH. So there we go, Bell Super DH, right? The helmet itself looks fantastic. This one also has a removable chin bar. It's actually integrated a little bit nicer in there. It's largely the same as the 3R with a little more protection. It is a little bit beefier, as you can tell. The chin pads were, I think, a little bit more substantial. But it still uses this really actually handy little adjustment here. It's just a little twist wheel to adjust it to your head. The problem with this particular helmet is that it didn't fit well. It's the same size as the old 3R. It's rated, the Bell documentation, their sizing chart is rated it the same for the same head size, but this one is much, much larger on my head. And the adjustment here, although really nice, it adjusts the back of the helmet, right? But the front of the helmet is where it was loose on my head. So what would happen as I was riding is this helmet would move around and actually kind of pitch down, and then I couldn't see out where I was going. It's got a new MIPS system, and it might be hard to tell, but in there's a little kind of rubber grommet, and this inside piece all moves independently of the shell. It's really, really nice. So this one was out, right? Bell Super DH, quite literally off the table. It's a Troy Lee stage, I believe. Popped up. This helmet is really nice. There's a lot to like about this thing, and it comes with a lot of stuff. It comes with this nice bag, as you see here, little drawstring bag. Pop it out of there. The helmet itself, to me, is fantastic looking. Did come with all of your documentation in here, some stickers, a full set of extra pads in different sizes, which is fantastic so that you can fit it to your head. It's got one of these great, again, maybe hard to tell, but it's got a magnetic latch in there, and those are so easy and nice to put on in the trail. So I like this helmet a lot. The downside was it had the similar problem as the Bell Super DH did for me. When I wore it, I'm a fairly tall guy, so as I'm riding on a bike, I am actually kind of hunched over a little bit and have to look up a little bit to see out of my helmet, and I couldn't see. This helmet would move a little bit and again block my vision. It's not the visor, right? The visor on this one is movable and replaceable, obviously, but even with the visor up, what would happen is I would see into the brow bar down here. So for me, Lee Designs Stage, again, this is a MIPS helmet, right? So it's got the internal floating area, but it's gone as well. So it's the Fox Pro Boy, I'm really struggling here, right? It's a Fox helmet called a Pro Frame. It's another helmet, much like the Troy Lee, all one-piece construction, fixed chin bar on it, lots of ventilation. It was really cool. It does not have a movable, what's that thing called, visor on it. It's a fixed visor, but it's in a really good spot. It just feels really nice, but it had a very similar fit and feel to the Troy Lee design. I prefer the actual colorway, the look of the Troy Lee helmet over the Fox helmet, but they fit very, very similar. So I don't have that one to show you here because I didn't buy one. I didn't go to the store. I didn't get one of those. I actually just rode with a friend's on and decided from there. I got a Kali helmet. Kali, right? Now, the thing about Kali is I own several of these already, and I own a couple that I ride on my dirt bike, obviously motorcycle, motocross helmets, and I really, really do like them. For a motocross helmet, they were super comfortable, and so I did the same thing. I went back to the Kali website, I looked up their sizing chart, I figured out what helmets that they have for mountain biking, and I bought a mountain biking helmet in the same size as my motocross helmet. I wasn't quite as happy with the colorway on this one, but just based on my experience with them, I thought it's worth having. It's got a GoPro style mount on it that goes on here somewhere. I think this little panel on the top pops out and you can put a GoPro mount there, which is pretty convenient. Here's the problem. This particular one is a large. Let me hide my face, maybe the camera will focus. Maybe it won't. Anyway, it's a large, and I forget what sizes they make it in. Maybe the box says here. No, I'm not sure. I think they make an extra large as well for this though. I went with the large because that's the same size and the same circumference measurement that I use on my motocross helmet. Unfortunately, this one was just way too small for my head. So okay, let me get rid of the Kali, right? Because we're not keeping that one either. All right, so that one's gone. So next I thought, well, I really like that Troy Lee Designs stage helmet. It just didn't fit well. So I did the same thing. Went out and got the Troy Lee. Doop. What is this helmet? This is I don't know what this thing is. D3, that's what this is. This is a D3 Mirage in red. Now this, again, is a large. Again, a large. I could have bought an extra large. I probably, well, looking back on it now, this space is an extra large. But I was basing all of my sizes off of helmets I already had and how they were rated. And they just don't line up very well. I've got to tell you, it's not just from one manufacturer to another. It's from the same manufacturer from one helmet to the next. The sizing it's just not very consistent. So I get this thing and I am kind of blown away. Troy Lee Design really does a great job. Comes in this fantastic bag. And that might sound silly, but I keep my helmets that come in bags when I'm not using them. I got a couple in my motocross trailer. I got a couple that I've pilfered from other places. I put my mountain bike stuff in. It's a great bonus. So the bag is awesome. Check this out. Comes with, whoop, 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 whoop. Let's get it out. That's right, an extra visor. Helmet itself is gorgeous. There is some ventilation on it. The shape of it is awesome. It's got like this kind of fin back here, fixed chin bar, full downhill design, enough ventilation to keep you cool, that's for sure, for the intended purpose. This one is their full-on race downhill helmet, but again, for me, just the wrong size. The helmet itself is fantastic. Again, just unfortunate that they didn't work for me. All right, this is a Trajecta, 100% Trajecta, right? This particular one, what did I order in? A large. They offer it in small, medium, large, and extra large. I went with a large. This is the one I got. This helmet's perfect. I don't have all the stuff in here because I've actually been riding this helmet for several days now, several park days. It did come with a full set of extra pads. I ironically wound up switching, I think, the cheek pads and maybe the neck pad. I think I went with the thick neck pad and I think I went with the thin neck pad and the thick cheek pads. It is a fixed chin bar helmet, brain protection system in here. It's got the best vision out of the the eye port here. It's a fixed visor, and there's also no GoPro mount on this thing. But the GoPro mount isn't the end of the world. I don't often ride with it on my helmet. Others do, but you can, I'm sure, put a curved mount on here and stick it on like you do every other helmet. Airflow wise, this thing has been fantastic. It truly, you know, it's got these long kind of scalloped vents there. It's got several more up in here. And then it's obviously got some in the back to let the air out. And it's been really good for me. It's really cool while you're wearing it. It's really lightweight. It's got really good vision out of the eye port here. Everything about it I've really enjoyed. If you're a taller rider who has a problem with seeing out the top of the eye port, this 100% Trajecta helmet is something you definitely want to look at. Well, that's it. That's all I got. I think that's all the helmets that I'm here to look at today.